Yo, what's up? How old are
Hello?
you?
I am 21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I do.
Why so?
And God. So we can debate about either two of those.
I'd preferably talk to you about Trump. So
Okay.
why do you support Donald Trump?
Just look at what he's doing, man. The big, beautiful bill. He's a good networker with other country leaders, drill baby drill, and our economy, and he's a good spokesperson. I just debated Dean Withers, so I bring the fire.
Were you already on my live? How I debated you?
Uh, I was on his live as recently today, actually.
Have you debated me though?
I have not debated you yet.
Okay. All right. Go back to what you originally said in the very first place. Restart from the very beginning. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
That's cool. Um, Donald Trump is good, and I support him because of the big, beautiful bill, networking with country leaders, drill baby drill. He's a good spokesperson for our economy. He's a great. Um, he's good at giving speeches. He makes it flow. He's good at getting on to Russia, getting on to Egypt. He keeps the peace. And frankly, I don't think the Democrats have a good standing person to go against
in the
him.
name of preventing whale strikes. But you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than hitting a whale with your boat. There has only been, listen to this, one such whale killed off the coast of South Carolina in the last 50 years. But on the other hand, their windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before. Nobody does anything about that. They're washing up and show. I saw it this weekend. 3 of them came up. You wouldn't see it once a year. Now they're coming up on a weekly basis. The windmills are driving them crazy.
Did you do that on an accident?
So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Incredible.
Incredible.
What a great insert from the Donald Trump there.
I know, right?
What part do you like?
I think there's another question
I
just
bet you
got
can
asked
keep going
here.
with.
Yeah, look at this.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here, days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at
I'm
Alligator
going to
Alcatraz.
spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. You know, my vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida. Pay a lot of tax, and a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons. But
Yeah, what the fuck?
By the way, what was the original question?
Yeah, let's actually ask him that. What was the original question?
He just played back his favorite clips from Trump.
No, what was that question?
No. Elijah, what was the original question that news reporter asked him?
Oh, refresh me.
No. Wait. Hold on. Donald Trump answered the question, correct? I mean, he answered it. So why can't you just use what Donald Trump said to extrapolate what the news reporter asked?
He played like 5 clips. I thought maybe he.
I'll play.
got
I'll play it
bored.
one more time.
Okay.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here? Days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at
I'm
Alligator
going to
Alcatraz.
spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. My vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida. Pay a lot of tax, and a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest, wealthiest people and some of the people that paid the most taxes of any people anywhere.
Okay.
What the fuck? What was the
Wow.
question?
Once again, what was the question?
Okay, so she asked, how long are I think she said Chinese going to be in Florida? Who was it? What group of people was she asking about?
Detainees.
Okay, detainees.
Tiny.
My bad. Hey, little bit off there. It's okay. So detainees. She asked, how long are the detainees going to be in Florida?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What was his
Alligator
answer?
Alcatraz. And what was his answer?
His answer was fantastic. Right on the money, actually. And I'll tell you why. The world is watching. I don't know who else
Yeah,
is watching. It
and
might
laughing.
be Mexico. It might be China. But whoever is looking for that answer that reporter asked, he's the president. He doesn't have to let the public know every small detail, especially
So
about
why doesn't he
war.
just say
can't
I'm not
tell you
gonna?
everything
So then
about
why doesn't he
war.
just say I'm not gonna comment on that?
Because then other world leaders will see that and go, okay, what is he hiding?
I just want to say, by the way,
Wouldn't
Mark, I
they
just
see
wanna
this
say,
and be like, what is he hiding? Or like he's cognitively
I
incoherent?
listened to this guest on Dean's Live. This guest is either the best troll I've ever heard ever, or they are the most brain rotted cult member I've ever heard. Because there is not a single thing that Donald Trump can do that will not make this person go, he's the greatest of all time. He's so great. Like, I love him to death. Like, that clip you just listened to, how can you possibly believe that clip makes him look good? Like,
It
like,
doesn't. I mean,
like, just imagine if Joe Biden gave that clip. If Joe Biden gave that answer to a news reporter's question, you guys would be roasting him endlessly, saying that he needs to be in a
We'd
fucking
still
insane
be
asylum
hearing
or
about it.
something.
We'd
That's
still be
true.
seeing that
Yes,
clip.
I know.
That's
I
facts.
know.
That's facts. That's accurate.
Can
I
you
think the
imagine if
end
that
goal
happened
here-
with Joe Biden
We
on
need
the
to remind
campaign
ourselves-
trail? We would have been like,
We
fuck.
we need to remind
fuck.
ourselves that Donald
I would
Trump
have
is
been
working.
crying.
We need to remind
We would have been
ourselves.
like, it's over.
We need to remind ourselves that Donald Trump is working all the time. Joe Biden was working all the time. Although Joe Biden practically died in office, Trump is still
What?
going.
Dude, no, listen.
Wait,
Trump is
wait.
still going.
Trump works so much, he's at the golf course every day. Like what? I mean, yeah, you're right. Donald Trump works so much. He like goes in and then he flies to Bedminster or flies to Mar-a-Lago and he golfs. He works so much. He works on his golf swing. That's what he works on.
And
one of the
that's still
hardest
ass
working
cheeks,
men-
dude. Have
One
you
of the
seen him
hardest
golf?
working men-
Oh my god.
The senior executive officer at my work comes down to my office just to chat with me. I'll look at the time and an hour will go by. So yes, they have free time. They have people who do their jobs for them. That doesn't mean that they work
Dude, there's
all the
no
time.
way this would have happened when Biden was president. Like, there's no way they would have said this.
If Joe Biden golfed as much as Donald Trump golfed, the right would have had a banner on Fox
You
News that
wonder why
said
Joe Biden
Joe
died so
Biden
quickly, because
golfing
he
for
didn't
the
have any
700th
hobbies.
time, spending taxpayer money.
Golf is probably the one thing that kept Donald Trump alive. He has hobbies.
Dude, this guy, you're right, man. He low-key
Yeah,
could
that's
be
the
like
one
the
bit of
best
exercise that he
troll
gets.
ever, dude. Dude, he's got hobbies, it's keeping him alive, okay? You know what? You're
Yeah.
right. Let me ask you this question. Let's see how far brain rotted you are. Would you vote for Donald Trump if he said he would date your 10-year-old daughter in 10 years?
No, I would not vote for him if he said that.
Okay, so what about if he said that to another person's daughter?
No, I would not vote for him if he said that.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
God.
Well, can I play a clip for you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For sure.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Oops.
Oh man.
Oh, man, right.
Different times. I don't know how television was back then.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know you had a conniption over there. But, newsflash, times were different back then.
Yeah, no, that sound was me falling over because the amount of brain-rotted cultism that I'm hearing from you.
No, seriously,
Now,
Matt,
you listen
you
here.
literally
You
predicted
listen
it.
here.
He literally went from
I told you.
I would not support Donald Trump if that were true to right after hearing it being like, dude, it was a different time. What? I'm sorry. At what point in history was pedophilia okay?
It still is.
No, let me
I'm
re-ask
not
the
saying
question.
it's-
Let
I'm
me
not saying
re-ask
it's
the
okay,
let
but-
me re-ask the question. At what point in history, under your worldview, was pedophilia okay?
Pedophilia is not okay.
Yeah, that was pedophilia. That was him saying to a fucking 5th grader that he's going to be dating her in 10 years.
Do you think
That's a
his
5th
friend was
grader, bro.
filming do you think his friend was filming him on a Snapchat video and sending it to a Snapchat story, or do you think that was on television?
This was 1982 television.
That was a candid mic, by the way, because that was him talking to a group of people, and they caught that off mic because it was caught off mic. So he said it not knowing that he was being recorded, which means that he actually meant what he said because he didn't know that he was being being recorded.
So Donald Trump should have lost his following on that television show right then and there. Am I right? Just the same way Justin Bieber should have lost all of his followers at the time that
It wasn't a
went to jail.
television show. This only came out later. Like, this was a candid or like a hot mic. So it only came out later.
The
Hold on.
audacity!
Hold on.
The audacity that you have to say he should have not been supported then. Right then and there. They should have stopped supporting him. Hello? Who the fuck are you supporting? Who is
Buddy,
what
on,
live are you
hold
on
on.
right now? Do you know where you are right now?
But do you know the example that I just gave you?
Are you
Justin
aware like
Bieber.
what you're currently doing in the moment that's currently going on?
Here's what I need to go ahead and get out. Donald Trump and all of Hollywood, you can't decipher the two. They are basically the same. And they will stay popular no matter what they do. Look at Diddy, look at the Epstein, and look at Justin Bieber.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You think Diddy and Epstein are popular?
That's nuts. By the way,
You know.
by the way,
the
the examples you gave of Diddy and Epstein, they were friends with Trump. Trump said
I know
that Diddy
that.
was a great
I
guy,
know that.
and Epstein
That's what I'm saying.
was Trump's best bud for 15 years.
I'm not going to sit here and argue that Trump is a good person. He's not a good person, but what he is he's a good leader.
What?
And I'm
In
not
what
gonna
way? In
choose-
what way is he a good leader? Please tell me.
He's great at talking with other leaders in other
Who?
countries.
Who? Putin?
Joe Biden.
Putin? Zelensky?
the-
Who? Our allies?
Wait, did he just say Joe Biden?
The EU?
Vladimir Putin and the governor of North Korea. Donald Trump
The
stepped
governor.
foot into North Korea.
Parker,
Not the governor,
Parker,
but
there's a
Kim-
governor
sorry,
of North Korea.
Sorry, Kim Jong-un. I don't remember
The
Joe Biden
governor.
getting an
You know,
invitation.
yo,
I don't
North
remember
Korea
Joe
became a
Biden-
state, chat. North Korea became a state. They joined the union.
I don't remember Joe Biden.
And the new governor.
Okay, all right.
We've had
Get it
next
all-
North
get it all
Korea. We've had next North Korea. And we're deciding to keep around Kim Jong Un. I tell
it
you,
all out.
and he's gonna be the new governor.
He's the governor.
Okay, dude. Okay, so one, we got nothing with North Korea engaging with them. Two, Putin.
Two.
With Putin,
Two.
Putin literally conned Trump into literally defunding Ukraine, and then literally got Trump to a situation where he realized he wasn't going to get any deal anyway, so he funded Ukraine again anyway. So he put us in a worse position and gave Putin more power.
I think it was just. I've not looked into that situation at all.
Wait, then how can you claim that Trump is speaking well or on like good terms with Vladimir Putin when you don't know the circumstances of the last 6 months? This happened in the last like 3 months. This is not like old news.
Well, I recently heard that he was upset at Vladimir because he turned his back on him, and now he's going back after Ukraine after he told.
Yes, that happened after he agreed with them and he cut funding to Ukraine after he had that kind of big baby meltdown in the Oval Office. And so for 3 months, they were without any funding, which allowed Russia then to gain a territorial advantage, which now they have the advantage in Ukraine. And so now Trump is all of a sudden now like he's pushing back because Vladimir Putin did exactly what we told him he would do. Everybody was saying he's not interested in peace. And Trump's like, no, we'll have a peace deal in like 90 days. And then nothing came of it. And now all of a sudden he's actually believing it. And yet, like, that whole state's going to lose now because of it. So where is the whole diplomatic, like, big success story here? Because I don't see it.
Okay, well, Trump had to tell the public that good things were going to come of it. If he had not, then the public's going to, do something that we're not going to. He doesn't want to turn around and tell the people, hey, we're going to attack them right now. Okay, Russia, that's a big country. That's a big war that we're kind of putting ourselves into. We don't want to do that. So, yes, Donald Trump, he backed out. And that's okay. Now we can't exactly stop.
and then he brought back the funding for Ukraine. So he got conned by Putin essentially.
What I did with the funding,
Putin.
he
tried
believed
to make a deal with Putin, and Putin
And he
said
knew it would
no.
fail. I mean, no,
No.
Zelensky told
No.
him it was going to fail. The Democrats told him it was going to fail.
No. Vladimir Putin himself said he was not interested in peace unless it was on his terms. But yet Donald Trump, he said, like for like last like 3 months, he said, Putin, I believe, wants peace. He wants peace. I know he wants peace. And every single time they said, I will not have peace unless we have our terms met, which means the complete conquering of Ukraine. Like that was his like line, and Trump kept saying it. And then guess what? That whole deadline went and it's gone. And now all of a sudden, Ukraine is now in a worse position because of Donald Trump. That is bad diplomacy when everybody, plus like all the people who knew about Ukraine, knew about Russia, knew Putin were saying, don't believe a word he says. And yet Donald Trump's like, no, I'm smarter than you. And then boom, now we're in this bad situation.
Rats. Darn. Do you have a better candidate other than Trump?
Yeah, Kamala
Yes.
Harris. Like that was
Yeah.
that's
No,
one
you do
example.
not. No,
And
you do
any
not.
Democrat.
No, you do not. We are not putting that on. No, we're not putting her in the office.
That?
What do you mean that?
That?
What do you mean that?
What do you mean that?
My apologies. We're not going to put Kamala into
Kamala.
office.
Why?
Kamala.
Why?
That was like a Freudian slip, by the
That
way.
was like
that.
crazy, dude.
She downright ignored the church. There was a comment at a debate, and she said, "Oh, you're with the church. Go ahead and go to the debate, the little debate down the road." And I
No,
thought,
no.
Ignore
That's
the
not-
church.
that's not-
Who the fuck cares about the
hold on.
church?
Matt,
Excuse you, sir.
Matt, you're making the wrong argument here.
Matt,
Listen,
you don't want to
hold
go
on.
there, Matt.
Dude, Elijah,
Hey.
shut the fuck up, Elijah. You are misrepresenting what happened. They were literally Trump supporters that were heckling the crowd, and Kamala Harris said to go to a Trump rally that was down the street. That's it. That's all it was. She wasn't responding to them saying Jesus Christ is Lord. She was responding to them heckling the crowd because they're Trump supporters.
Oh, okay.
But even if that was the case, Politicians should not be telling other people about churches or anything.
Exactly.
My whole point was,
Totally
my
agree.
point was, I don't want a politician saying anything about a church. So I don't care if Donald Trump says it, Joe Biden says it. I don't care who says it. They shouldn't be saying anything about a church. So, but yes, thank you, Parker, for like bringing that in.
He
My
needed to hear
point
the
was,
first thing. He needed to hear my point first, and then he could hear your point.
well, not just a point, because she didn't even say anything about a church in that clip. I don't remember. Like, she said something about Jesus. So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it wasn't even about like a church.
No,
So,
they
but
did.
like them speaking about a church really doesn't matter here.
Well, another
That was my
stance
point.
that I have with why I don't want Kamala and Harris, or sorry, in office, is because she's, the Democrats do not like the oil and gas industry,
Wait,
and
why?
I don't.
Why do we not like the oil and gas industry?
So I went to a big industry convention 2 years ago. Biden was in office, and I get up there. There's a strong speaker, and part of his PowerPoint, it showed that they had no government funding whatsoever from the Democratic Party.
So,
In fact, they made a joke out of it
so
at the convention.
So the Democratic Party isn't going to fund the fossil fuel industry.
No, not at all. And there's a
Good.
Dean, hold on, Dean Withers. I brought that up to him, and he told me about a website where they are, giving to the oil and gas industry, and I'm thinking these numbers are
No,
false.
so he's giving you the Energy Information Administration, which is demonstrating that there was a greater level of domestic oil production at the time under the Biden-Harris administration comparative to the Trump administration prior. Not that like they're giving like massive fossil fuel subsidies and stuff like that, but I mean to some degree they are. It's not zero.
Okay. It could. Do you know what the game of Risk is?
The game of Risk. What do you mean?
The board game Risk.
No.
Okay, so when it comes to your turn, the board game has obviously moved around, and the things that you can do at that time, changes. So every 4 years, a president can only do so much about a certain situation, and so that might be part of it.
Can I ask you a question? And this I have to
Yes.
go after this. Would you
Okay,
vote for
go.
Donald Trump if you were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Say that one more time.
Would you vote for Donald Trump if you were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Would I vote for Donald Trump if I was sexually liable for something?
Would you vote for Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
He's a great leader, not a good person, but yeah, I would still vote for him. He's of Hollywood. He is of
Okay,
Hollywood.
so
Hollywood is not of good people.
Would you vote for Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
Many people have done that in Hollywood already. They're still popular. He's still my president.
So if you knew he raped a child with Jeffrey Epstein and trafficked them with Jeffrey Epstein and was on the client list, would you still vote for him?
If there was viable proof of that, Kamala Harris would get my vote.
Okay. So would you vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump if he raped a child?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you vote for
wait.
him if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
If there was proof
Held civilly liable.
of that, is that the same thing?
Well, do you know what a civil court is? Like a jury of 9 people in a civil court determined based upon preponderance of evidence that Donald Trump sexually abused a child. In that certain scenario, would you vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
Sounds like the same thing. So yes, I would vote for Kamala Harris.
Okay, so would you vote for Kamala Harris if Donald Trump were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
If even, yeah. Yes.
So what is the relevant difference between the victim being a woman and the victim being a child that means you'd support him in one scenario but not the other?
There's no difference. There is no difference between the two. It's only that there's concrete proof, and it's like, look right there.
Both of them
It's like,
have the
yeah.
same standard of evidence.
I mean, one party's saying something, the other party's saying something else.
No. You said you would accept the civil case if the victim were a child, but you would not accept the civil case if the victim were an adult. In both scenarios, the standard of evidence is the same, as it is the case that it's a civil court. So in both scenarios, if the standard of evidence is the same, what is the difference between these two scenarios? That means that in one scenario, you would vote for Donald Trump, and in the other scenario, you'd vote for Kamala Harris.
We're still not getting down to. Is it hard for you to say concrete proof of a video footage? Because two parties saying different things.
Hold up. I just want to make sure this point. There's no difference in standard of evidence. The only difference is the victim's age. What is the difference between the two scenarios?
okay.
That means that in one scenario, you'd vote for Donald Trump, and the other scenario, you'd vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck about Donald Trump's age. I would go for Kamala.
Kamala. No, I meant the age of the victim.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so then if Donald Trump were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, then you would vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Donald Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. He was held civilly liable of sexually abusing, forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will, right? And held liable amongst a unanimous decision from 9 jurors, unanimously determining that Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll based upon preponderance of evidence. So based upon the set of reasoning I just provided to you, you would support Kamala Harris over Donald Trump.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let me look into that, and I will be open-minded to changing my vote.
For sure. I appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
I'm surprised that Dean didn't bring that up. You would think Dean would have brought that up.
I can't believe we got him. Let's go.
Yeah,
that was great.
truthful,
That was
yeah.
great. We love that. Because Dean said he'll bite any bullet. And I'm like, what is the hardest bullet I could give to bite for someone? That's the hardest bullet. That argument is the hardest bullet that someone could bite who's a Trump
Very
supporter,
interesting.
probably, like on the live, right? In the most clear, simple format, because it's so rhetorically understandable. Like, if it makes sense. That
If
argument
he's still
is very
watching,
easily
he should
understood.
come back. He should come back in like a week or so, like once he's looked into it, and tell us what he thinks.
Mhm.
Because if he's actually meant what he is saying, then he should change his mind.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, I actually do have to get off, y'all. I do have to get off. I really appreciate every single person coming on the stream today. I did have to have separated lives a little bit today.